Welcome back. So today we're going to do a quick one. It's a beautiful day outside. I don't really feel like being in the kitchen, so I'm going to show you a quickie that you can make. So without further ado, let's go. Let's hit those pots. Let's go. All right, this is what's going to be for tonight's dinner. I put 2 potatoes out there because I've already peeled my potatoes. We're just going to serve it with some mashed potatoes. Originally, I was going to serve it with rice, so it'd just be a very budget-friendly meal, but we feel like potatoes today, so we're going to have potatoes. I got a can of corn. You could use a can, 2 cans, 3 cans, or fresh or frozen, whatever vegetable you want. Those are just my sides. I always show you my sides so that maybe it gives you an idea. Okay. Having said that, I spent $5.38 on that pack of chicken. There's what I paid for the chicken. This recipe really does use chicken breasts, but we like the dark meat. When I went to go buy it for tonight's dinner because I didn't have any chicken, it really wasn't on sale, but the leg quarters were, so that's what I got, $5.38. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to debone the chicken, and we're going to cut it up into bites, and it's not going to be like a big piece of chicken. But we are going to make this a creamy honey mustard chicken. So let's get started. Stop bumping my gums. If you're going to have potatoes, peel them, cook them, do whatever. Whatever vegetable you want, do you, boo. All right, here are the staples you're going to need. Some olive oil, Dijon mustard, honey, butter, what we call butter, garlic powder, onion powder, pepper. I use seasoned salt. You can use table salt, and some chicken broth or vegetable broth. Oh, you know what else you need? You're going to need some kind of a cream. Heavy whipping cream, half and half, a little bit of milk. I'm going to use Eric's plant-based heavy whipping cream. I also forgot we're going to need some garlic, or you can use the garlic powder. That's fine. All right, here we go. We got 4 large pieces of chicken here. There is 6 of us eating dinner tonight. That is plenty of meat because you got the thigh and the leg. I don't prefer the legs. They're kind of tendony for me, but I'm just going to debone this chicken real quick. I've showed you guys this a gazillion times, and I'm going to show you a gazillion and one. Let me just get the skin off the chicken, and then I'll show you what to do. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. I got to cutting, and I completely forgot to come back. So I just separated the leg and the thigh. I went around, I did the legs first because they got all these like little things I like to pull off. And I just got lost in the sauce and kept on going. But that's what's left is the thigh right there. You just kind of run your knife, a sharp knife, please. Dull knives cut. And you come down both sides of the bone. And you come up through the top right there. But my fingers are a little slippery from cutting the legs. Right there. And then you just slide it down the side of the bone, just like that. When you get to the other end, you cut away any connective tissues that are still attached. And then you just, boop, cut it off. I'll take that piece of chicken off of there. But that's that. Just trim away any of the yuckies, and there's your boneless, skinless chicken thigh. All right, let me finish deboning the rest of this, and then I'll show you what to do with the chicken. Okay, so if you're going to use chicken breast, you can leave it whole, but make them thin. Don't like have a thick piece of chicken breast. Make it small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chunk up the chicken that I have here, and then we're gonna cook it like that. So gonna be pieces like that, not too big, not too small, just the size of a cannonball. That's what I'm gonna do. But you can leave yours whole if you want. I think it goes farther when I break it down into pieces. That was part of the leg. These are the things, you see this? Those I either cut off or I just follow it down with my knife and just get right to the end of it and it comes right off. Hold on, I'll show you. Just like that. Because I want as much of the skin, not the skin, the meat as possible. My hands are wet, so they're getting slippery. Here we go. Boom. Gone. I don't like having those in my food. That's why I don't like the leg of the chicken, but it was cheaper to go that way today, so I'm going to take the extra step of taking out that kind of stuff. All right, let me continue on and cut this all up. All right, so I cut everything up. I put it in this bowl. This is how I rinse my chicken. A little bit of water in the bowl, rinse, rinse, rinse. And then I gently pour it down the sink so it doesn't splatter E. coli or salmonella or whatever it's got everywhere. All right, so you need you a pink bowl. It has to be pink or it won't taste the same. Yeah, I'm just kidding. In here, we're gonna put equal parts honey and mustard. So I sprayed it with a little bit of olive oil, the measuring cup, because it comes out a whole lot easier. You don't have to worry about whatever. All right. You also could use, I'm going to show you something just a moment. When it comes to the Dijon mustard, you could also use a little bit of honey mustard. It doesn't have to be exactly how I'm making it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to add some just so I can show you. Hold it right there. After having the meal, I think that the Dijon mustard and the honey would be better than the honey mustard. It had a little bit more of a stronger mustardy profile, I guess. Can you see that? Yeah. Just okay, no big deal. So we're going to add that to our bowl. Boop, put that back. I didn't spray this cup, just the honey cup. Okay. I'm not giving you the measurements because it really depends on how much chicken you use. I will leave the recipe in the description box below, and then you could decide on what it is you want, or how much it is you want, I should say. And then we're going to add a plop of the good old-fashioned garlic. Like that. That much. We're going to give this a nice big mix. I want this to sit there and start combining while we're cooking the chicken. Not as soon as the chicken is ready. I can't find a place to set that down. There we go. I didn't set out something to set it in. See? Just like that. Booyah. All right. To this bowl, I'm going to add about a third cup. I don't think we need more than that. All right, we'll just do a pinch more. We need enough just to coat the chicken. Nothing more than that. To the flour, we're going to add some salt. In my case, I'm adding some seasoned salt. I think it goes better with chicken. Some pepper. Not much. We're just seasoning the outside of the breading a little bit. A little bit of garlic. I'm a little heavy-handed on the garlic. Onion powder. Okay? There we go. Give me something to mix that with. I said give me something. You got it? Give it to me. I meant let me get something to mix that with. That's it. Mixy, mixy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my chicken. You could dredge it if you want. I'm not gonna. I don't have time for that. I'm going to add it right here. Shake, 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 and that's what we're going to do. So I'm patting the chicken dry just a little bit. If you have your chicken whole and not in pieces, you could leave it laying out and then just season your meat on the mat or in the container it came with. Fortunately or unfortunately, I cut mine up. So we're just going to hit it with a little bit of everything we just put in there. salt, pepper, onion, and garlic. That's it. Oops. All right. Add a little bit of onion. Booyah. I'm going to give it a mix. Yeah, mine's still sitting on the bowl, so if anything falls out, it'll end up in the bowl. Okay? All right, so now we're going to throw this into our seasoned flour. I'm going to add just a little bit more onion powder and garlic. It looks like it needs it. Ooh, oh, don't do that. It'll probably fall out. So, all right. Oh, there's a piece of the fat there. Didn't mean to get that piece. Ooh. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our little bowl here. We're going to add in the chicken. See how the juices drain in there. Straight in. Boom. A lid. Make sure you seal it really well. I've done that a bunch of times. Did not seal it well, and it ended up all over me. Okay, I'm going to give that a big old shake. So just give me a minute. Okay, good enough. Good enough for me, anyway. All right. It's not good enough, give it a little bit more of a stir. But I think it'll be fine. Once it gets to the pan, it'll have soaked up all this. All right, let's move over to the stove. All right, to the pan, I'm gonna add some olive oil and some butter, which to me is kind of redundant because my butter is like oil, but we want things to brown. So you add it for flavor. I have my heat on medium-high because I want to get some browning going on. And if you have to do this in batches, do it. If you're doing big pieces, just keep on going. Just going to brown it up in there. So we're going to get those all in the pan and get them to browning. All right, so I'm going to give it a check on these first ones. Not quite there yet, but almost. Okay, I'm not going to add any more to the pan. I'm going to do it in batches. Yeah, that's getting better. So we're just going to cook them on both sides until it's cooked all the way through. That's all we're doing in this stage. All right, these are done. We're going to put these on a plate over here and let them sit until the rest are done. Okay, onward, forward. All right, that is the last batch. That's all done. I'm going to take this out of the pan and I'm turning off the heat. Ooh, that's hot. All right. To this, you're going to add just a little bit more butter. I've added a lot, so I'm trying to steer away from it. Okay. We're going to add our chicken broth or vegetable broth, whatever you have. Oh, my potatoes are done. I mashed those up. Just made them regular. Okay, to this, we're going to add our mixture that we made. Well, this is going to be a lot. But we are the saucy family. We like things saucy. Okay. Just going to get that all to combine. I'll turn the heat back on in just a moment. Just stir to combine. All right, let's give that a second. All right, so I turned the heat on. I have it on a medium-low. And we're gonna add the cream. I feel like I should have put a little bit more in here, but I'm always overdoing it. Okay, that is plant-based. That's why it separates a little bit like that. And we're just gonna let that reduce a little bit and get up all the bits and bobbles off of the bottom. Okay? There you go. Let's just give that a minute. All right, you see the little simmer we got going on here? We're gonna throw the chicken in there. We're gonna let it cook in that juice for just a little bit and let it reduce while the chicken's in there. Here goes our plate of chicken. She's going in. I know it's done. I checked it with the thermometer. Okay. And we're just gonna let that cook a little bit and let it reduce. All right, that's reduced quite a bit and it's thickened up. The only thing I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna throw some parsley on it and take some pictures. Mashed potatoes are done. My green beans are about to go up in the microwave with some garlic powder and some what we call butter, and that's it. So let me get this all plated up and I'll meet you there.
A few moments later.
And there's my plate. I'm going to meet you at the table.
If you get any benefit at all from my content, you can help me out by clicking like, share, commenting, and definitely hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video.
Dinner time! I'm not going to say it. You already know. 3 words. Boy, I want to say it. All right, let's just dive right in. This is, I was going to say honey barbecue.
I smell peas.
It's honey mustard chicken, but it's the Dijon mustard, which you like, honey, which you like, chicken, which you kind of like. You ready to go? Why are you staring like this? He's ready, right? Let's go. Oh, that's so good. That's really good. Eric already told me I need some of that juice on his potatoes, right? All right. These potatoes are good. Let me get everybody else fed, and we'll tell you what they think at the wrap up. Bye-bye. Dinner's over. How'd we do? Boom. We did not finish. It's only a little bit, but that tells you if there is that little left and nobody can finish it, we are stuffed. That was really good. Let's see what the kids thought about it. Eric, what'd you think about the chicken?
The chicken was good. I really like the sauce that it's in.
Yeah. He took some of the sauce and he put it on his mashed potatoes. Aiden, same question.
It was great. I loved it.
Tyler.
I think you did excellent. You're a very good cook. I loved the chicken. It was very good.
Awesome. Such nice things to say. Nick.
It was outstanding.
Outstanding. I like that one. Joe, what'd you think of the dinner?
Wow. Listen, I don't know if any of you all have tried this, but hers or Charlie's Chips have these crushed pretzels that they have this honey mustard.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
This tastes exactly like that, and I love those pretzels, so trust me, this is banging.
Yeah, I think because if I just left the Dijon, it wouldn't have a stronger mustard taste, so when I added the honey mustard, it changed the profile a little bit, but it was really good, and it kind of did taste like that now that he's saying it. I was like, oh yeah, we were sitting there eating. But it was really, really good. It was really, really quick, and if you don't have to debone a chicken, you can get done minutes. So there you have it. I hope you try it. I hope you like it. Leave me a comment either way. See you later. Bye.